Hi friends, it's Allison with The Everyday Scrapbooker, and I'm dropping in to share with you a new layout today. This layout is a little bit different than layouts that I have been doing recently. Most of my layouts have been focused entirely on cardstock and not using too much pattern paper or any pattern paper. And this time I felt inspired to do something a little bit different. So you'll notice that there was some pattern paper laying on my craft mat. That is pattern paper from Pink Fresh Studio from the Noteworthy collection. I got that from Paper Issues a couple of months ago as part of one of the kits. And I'm going to use that as the base of my layout, which is pretty exciting. I have a huge stash of pattern papers that I have been hoarding and hanging on to, and I've been inspired lately to start using more of that in my crafting. I do love my cardstock, but I need to get some of these other papers used up as well, and I figured this would be a prime opportunity to do that. I thought the yellow plaid paper would work really well for the theme of this layout, which is summertime treats. So right there, I just think it's perfection. The yellow is bright and warm and sunny, and as you'll see as I put this layout together, there's lots of bright and yummy colors. So you can see that there are some ice cream cones there. There were some suns. Those circular shapes are die cut suns. I cut those with my Cricut, and there was the photo strip there as well. And as I was jabbering on, I was putting together that photo strip. Now, in my original design, which you will find in Design Space in Cricut, I'll leave the link down at the bottom of this video in case you want to replicate this layout yourself. I had two hippos holding ice cream cones. And as I was doing the cutting my paper, I decided that I was going to not cut the hippos and actually stamp them and color them in with my Spectrum Noir markers. I decided to do that because I knew that I had a close to my heart stamp, it's very old, in my stash that had a hippo in it. Now, her hands are up above her head because she's a little ballerina, and you'll see as I get the image colored in that she's wearing a little tutu. So I had to work around that little obstacle and figure out how I was going to add the ice cream cone into her hand after I had her cut out, but I ended up just slapping it on over one of her hands, and I think it works just fine. So the Spectrum Noir markers that I am using today is the ice gray marker, and I use all three colors in the marker because it's a tri-blend marker. So there's a light, a medium, and a dark shade, all contained within that one marker. So I'm practicing my shading skills and coloring her in using all three of those colors. I also have the pale pink, and I can't remember what the blue is called. I'll have these listed down at the bottom of the video as well, so that if you would like to find them, you'll know where to go. And then also I'm using the citrus yellow color as well. I ended up stamping 3 hippos, and then I realized afterwards I didn't need 3. I only needed the 2. So I colored all 3 of them in, but the 2 hippos that I ended up using were the ones with the pink tutu and the one with the yellow tutu. So here we are, we're all finished. All 3 hippos are colored in. I took some time while I was coloring the hippos in to color in the ice cream on the little ice cream cones as well. And then I fussy cut the hippos out. There was no thin cuts that went along with that stamp set. So I just used my micro tip scissors and cut them out the old-fashioned way. So I'm just adhering my little suns right now. They are die cut with my Cricut from Close to My Heart cardstock. There's 3 of them, and they're going to be layered over top of the film strip with foam squares, as you can see. I placed them in different places around the photo strip, and then next I'm going to adhere the little clouds. At the beginning of the video, there were multiple pieces that went together with all these die cuts. I put them together, and now that they're all all assembled, I'm just sticking them to the page. Here comes one of those super cute little hippos. The name of the stamp set escapes me right now too, but I'll have that linked down at the bottom underneath this video. And then, of course, there is one of the super cute little ice cream cones. And there's a little cherry on top of it too with a little leaf. You can't see it in this video, but there will be close-ups at the end. It's super duper cute. So I'm using my favorite hack again to adhere my title just to make sure it's straight and evenly spaced. And voila, that part is done. I'm gonna continue embellishing, stick the ice cream cones down, and then get the last hippo and the clouds down. And once I have that, I'll attach the picture. And I don't think I add journaling. I'm trying to think now if I had journaling on this layout. No, I don't, because the journaling in this layout is, I'm going to say, non-traditional. I decided to create little journal strips that are going to be layered over top of the pink ice cream cone, which I should mention right now, the pink ice cream part of the ice cream cone is actually from Echo Park's Teen Spirit collection. I thought that pattern paper would work really, really well for ice cream with sprinkles on it. That's kind of the direction I was headed when I put that snow or ice cream cone together, and I think it works really well. The other ice cream cone is just a blue, plain blue, and it has cherries, of course, as well. So the journaling, I cut journal strips from white cardstock and actually stamped the word fave, and then on another one I stamped summertime treats, or maybe summer treats, and then the last one I stamped the name of the ice cream that's in the picture, which is my all-time favorite ice cream. I have only ever found it at our little local ice cream shack, because it's literally a shack here in town, called Granny Gray's. It's only open during the summer, and anytime we go there, I have to get it. I get 2 scoops, and I thoroughly enjoy it. The ice cream is sea salt caramel fudge. Oh, I'm just a fan. I love it. So I stamped that using my modern typewriter stamp set, which is also from Close to My Heart. I used my guillotine trimmer to cut them down. If the ends were a little bit too long, I just used my microtip scissors to cut those down. And then I adhered them to the layout with a mixture of adhesive, like tape adhesive, and foam squares, especially if they hung off the edge of one of the elements. That's where the foam squares came in. I just used black ink to stamp those down. So here I'm just showing you, I'm trimming off the excess. This piece that I cut down was the last little bit of the paper that I was using, and rather than cut my fingers off with my guillotine trimmer, I just decided to use my microtip scissors. So I'm just going to adhere all of these down now, sneak some extra foam squares underneath the pieces that hang off the elements, as in like the ice cream cones and stuff. And because no layout is complete without some sparkle, I pulled out my Diamond Stickles and my itty bitty paintbrush, and I'm just filling in the cherries and the hippos' tutus just to add a little bit of sparkle. Oh, and the bows that are on the top of their heads too. That brings me to the end of my process video. Thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. There are some close-ups coming up right away here. And don't forget to check down in the description box below for all the materials that I used to create this layout. Join me again on Monday. I will have a new layout posted then. Bye, guys.